It's a network of schools who've got a track record with dealing with evidence-based practice, dealing with research. Geographically, we're dealing with not necessarily restricted in terms of the schools that we work with, and what we've been tasked with fundamentally is how do we translate research into practice? What does that look like in terms of disseminating, communicating what research, what effective research would look like in schools? In terms of professional development, we know that we have this evidence base, it makes a difference, but how can we actually translate this evidence base? How can we communicate this? How can we work with schools to get this evidence in successfully so that it has outcomes for pupils fundamentally? At the moment, there's very much shifting sands within education. I'm hoping that it'll help solidify what we do, bring schools together, so we can actually work together to translate that evidence, translate that research, so we can contextualise it in each one of our schools, so that actually we can start making those outcomes for pupils, those differences in each of our classrooms, not even just at a school level, for each of those individuals within those classes. So I very much see it as it's a partnership, it's a collaborative process that we're going through, and it is very much a social process of translating that research. There's an awful lot out there in terms of, for example, the website. You can have a look at the website, what actually might be out there that's of interest to your school's interest in the needs of your school. Getting in contact with us, getting in contact with other schools that we're working with. If it's something you want to do with regard to the toolkit, if it's around feedback or metacognition, all those things that you're interested in, then being in contact with us. There'll be a series of workshops that will be out there. There'll be a series of events, teacher-led research programs, and if you think that those are of interest to you, you've got to get in contact with us and have that conversation, that dialogue. We don't see this as a done-to process at all. It's very much something that's a collaborative process. I've seen the impact that evidence-based practice that research has had on the outcomes for the pupils in my school. Work with many other colleagues of similar process. So if we, driving forward and moving together, especially in a sector-led system, to be able to engage in research, to make those differences, to contextualise that practice, to me it's one of perhaps the most exciting thing. Develop that sustainability within the system. So moving forward, because it's a social process, because it's a partnership process, that actually, once the research schools are kind of out there, that's fine, but actually it's schools being able to manage that process for themselves as well.